All right, welcome to our team call. We have an amazing speaker tonight. She's such a badass, and you do not want to miss this, so get your pen and papers ready. I'm going to share my screen really quick so I can do some Success Club updates, and then Courtney has to shout out some girls, and then Marie has some announcements as well. So we have on the board with 2 points or maybe 3, we have Michelle Katz, Tim Ottaway, Rich, Alex King, Kyla, Jamie, and Rachel Stroop. 1 away, so 4 points on the board from Success Club. 1 away from Success Club is Mary, Cassandra Steelman, Carrie Steelman, Amy Gunn, Courtney Johnson, Carly King, Elizabeth Smith. And then hit Success Club already. We have Jess, I think it's Stephanie. She's one of the other coaches we do team calls with now. She's at 8. Marie's at 8, and then I'm at 10. The product of the month is Beach Bars. So if you're on my team, Marie's or Carrie's, you probably know that we have a raffle every month now. So if you buy Beach Bars, make sure to send us your order number. We have the share cart race going on. It goes on until July 1st. It's actually going really good. Like, everyone's making a ton of share carts. But if you still need a partner, just let your coach know, and we'll hook you up with someone, because there are still some people that don't have partners. But just keep inviting. We still have, like 2.5 weeks in the month left. So if you're not at Success Club or even on the board yet, keep pushing. Because challenge packs are $20 off this month. So if you have anyone that has said no to the price, they can't afford it, whatever it is, go back and follow up with those people and let them know that we have a sale this month, because it's been really great to leverage that in, because that is cheaper to some people. So make sure you are putting that out there on your stories or whatever. And also just know, like, it's not always about Success Club. There are other things such as like the 3-month membership, 6-month, the year membership to BOD. So there are so many other ways you can actually connect with people and get them started on their journey as well. Okay, go ahead, Court or Marie.
Okay, can you pull that up?
Oh yeah. I didn't do the volume on there.
It doesn't matter, it's fine. I have it on my phone. Okay, so I just want to shout these girls out for volume. Right now, Carly King is at 1,760, and Katie, who is sitting right next to me eating a salad, is at 1,212. So that's freaking awesome. Just keep pumping it up. And like Bailey said, there's so many other things. Like, if they cannot afford a challenge pack, they literally could start for nothing and do a 2-week trial and then roll it into quarterly or sign up with a challenge pack. So don't just say no and keep going. Good job, guys.
And then there's Carrie Steelman-Schmidt. She's at 3,000 volume. And then Marie herself is at 5,600. So, and then one of my girls, Karen, she's at 450. So that's my highest. Marie, what are your announcements? Go ahead.
Okay, so I think that those were just our week like shout outs. That wasn't our personal volume. So I was like, wow, 5,600 people or volume. Good job, Marie. But I thought we were doing week like, sorry. But just a couple quick announcements. We have Coach of the Week is Carrie Stillman-Schmidt. So congratulations, Carrie, for our Coach of the Week. We also have a couple summit announcements. We are putting in our summit t-shirt order tomorrow. So right now I have 48 of you guys in the downline that are on our list. So if you are not on the list or you don't know where the list is, you need to PM me tonight, because that order goes in tomorrow with your t-shirt size. Also, we are planning at Summit a team dinner on Wednesday night, or anyone who's on this call, kind of team dinner Wednesday night. I know a lot of you guys have like premiere parties and different things going on, and things Friday night and all sorts of things. But if you guys or some of you guys want to, the dinner is Wednesday, but there's so many different things going on. So the main thing was, if you even want to come back for a little bit and plan on, wanting to see us, we are making reservations for that tomorrow also. So that's going to be finalized. So make sure, if you're not in the summit group and haven't accepted that invite yet, then send me a message. I can't do that. At least send me a message so that I can add you to the list. So those are all the announcements that I have. And like Bailey said, keep up with that share cart race, because it's super exciting. We're going to do a drawing for that and the product of the month drawing Is there a deadline for the product of the month, Bailey? Were we trying to get all those in by Friday? And Carrie?
It's every month. So every month from the 1st to like the 30th or 31st, there's a product.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, so we're going to do the drawing for those then by the end of the month. So if you guys get those in. And congratulations to Lori Sanders for last month's drawing from our group. I don't know if you guys did yours yet. That's it.
Sweet. All right, Yolanda, you can take the stage.
All right, I want to introduce
you.
her.
Oh, yeah, she's going to introduce you because I don't have that.
Okay, this is Yolanda, and I love her. She is a 2-star diamond. She is Premier 2019. She is on the Market Council, and she has 40 months in Success Club 10 as of this month. And she just launched her first podcast episode. So go check it out. Ask her about it. She's on Instagram. She is TheKindaFitChick. I will put it in the chat if you would like to go follow her. But she's just going to bring all the positivity and love, and I'm just going to let her roll on and get started.
Cool. Thank you so much. Well, first of all, thanks for being here and hanging out. It's always kind of fun to speak on calls. And, you know, I think that the one thing about Beachbody that's been really powerful is it's not exclusive, guys or ladies. Like, you literally, I cuss a lot and I'll try to filter myself, but you literally can have anything that you want from this business, and you can do anything that you want with this business. And that's all up to you. And one of the things that I really enjoy talking or speaking about is, anybody fans of Tony Robbins? Yes, no, a couple of you guys, like, make your way to one of his events. Like, I think it's so powerful. But, like, he has this concept of, like, the problems that you face aren't problems, that they literally are your gifts. And I think it's up to us to navigate our lives and take so much ownership that the struggle that we go through, when you embrace it, it is going to be the beautiful part of your story. So I think there's so many people, and they're like, you know, oh, I'm boring, or I can't build a brand. You guys, I sit at home all day long and I talk for my dog, like, in a voice about vegan snacks. And, like, people love that because I'm unapologetically myself. And I think that that is your superpower. So I think if you are struggling in your business right now, sit down and check yourself. Who are you? If I come to your page, do I know where you're struggling? People look at me on my social media and they think that I'm this, like, super confident person. And yes, I'm way more confident than I was 3 years ago, thanks to Beachbody. Beachbody has not helped me lose weight because I never had weight to lose. So if that's your story, that you can't build a business because you don't have a transformation, that's BS. Honestly, I think it's actually harder. You guys, I post transformations and it's like abs versus abs. I have to show people, like, the emotional, like the A to B that I've gotten to, and that does not always have to be physical. Beachbody can be doing so much for you, you know, emotionally, and your confidence. Like, there's so many other ways. So I just always encourage people to think outside of your own little box that you stay stuck into, because Beachbody is more than fitness. And so I just, like, want to say that. And I know, like, a lot of people share fitness, but people fall in love with you for who you are. Like, I went live today because I go live, and that's just what I personally do. I don't think that you need to necessarily go live to be an awesome coach. Like, you find your superpower, you find the way to share your voice and how people connect. And so for me, it's video and voice. I know, because I just speak so much truth. And I think that, like, when you stop comparing yourself next to any other coach, like, I don't follow any other coaches. Sometimes I, like, even unfollow my own coaches because it just is so important to stay in your freaking lane. And I, like, really, really do believe that. Like, you find your voice. And that's kind of, for me, like, where the Kinda Fit Chick came from. So I am 34 years old. I'm a dog mom. I'm engaged. I'm an ICU nurse that got really burned out. I was on the super weekend video. So just to kind of, like, my story is, Beachbody had been presented to me for 4 years. And I always said no because people were presenting it to me the wrong way. And I think that is really important, that you learn to meet people with where they are. And you'll meet people with where they are when you learn to listen, when you learn where they're struggling. So for me, I was working 4 night shifts as an ICU nurse, killing myself, taking care of other people, not making time for me. Are there any healthcare workers here? Yeah, I think teachers, I think like all of us in these serving professions, it all parallels, right? And like we have to remember to take time for ourselves. And so for me, I was like, well, this girl just found me on Instagram. And people used to slide in my DMs all the time because I was sharing meal prep. I was like sharing fitness. I was being positive. And girls were like messaging me like, oh my God, you should join this group with me. And I'm like, you're weird. I don't know you. And then there was one day where this girl, like kind of in the height of some of my burnout, slid into my inbox and she was like, hey, she was so direct about it. She was like, hey, have you ever thought about being a Beachbody coach? She's like, you're already basically doing what a coach does. You look like you're fun. I love your positivity. And I was like, yeah, I'm all those things. And so I started listening to her. I was watching what she was doing. She was meeting me with where I personally was at that time in my life. She was a nurse. I was watching her go on these trips and I was like, well, that looks cool. And I didn't need to lose weight. But as an ICU nurse, I'm really petite, I'm 4'9". I wanted to build upper strength in my body and core strength. Like I recognize that. People look at abs all day long. It's like, yeah, it's aesthetically pleasing, but they make you stand up straighter. They make you balance your body. All things that if you are on your feet all day long, you need a strong freaking core. And so she was like, oh yeah, well you can get like this workout, like, hammer and chisel, like, and it was not like super new, but it was new. And I was like, okay, cool, like I can get down with this. Like I want to lift weights, I'm intimidated to go to the gym, this sounds good. And she just gave me the link and I didn't sign up right away, but when I did sign up, it was a really easy sign up. So it took me being burned out, working 4 night shifts in the ICU, and it wasn't until a night when I was taking care of a patient, super routine. My patient had AIDS, literally end stage dying, and hepatitis C. And it's a joke upon nurses to have time to pee or to have lunch. And I was like, hey, I got time to go to lunch. And I called over another nurse and I said, will you help me turn this patient? She's like, yeah. We go turn this patient that's on a breathing machine, and when we went to go turn the patient, the ventilator disconnected and the tube that was connected to it, and I got splashed in the face with all the bodily fluids of somebody that had AIDS and hepatitis C. And that made my whole life go like this. And it wasn't like in slow motion. And you know, it's like, it's the craziest thing because that happens on a night shift. And then I have to go downstairs to the ER, do all this stuff. And then I got to go back upstairs and take care of that patient. And then the morning after that, I have to sit in the ER to actually get the treatment that I needed. So anyway, so I just was like, it wasn't in that moment of, oh my gosh, I'm going to be a Beachbody coach. It was in that moment, girl, you're freaking unhappy and you need to change it. And this is the wake up call. So I don't know if you're here and you're going through something like this now, like that struggle. And I think that when things like that happen, like that happened to me and it's like, oh my gosh, my life is over. I am child free. I have absolutely no desire to have kids. But like there were so many things that I thought about. Like I literally saw my life end. And after that, I just realized life was not about playing small. I'm totally healthy. That was on February 3rd of 2016. I didn't sign up for Beachbody until February 28th of 2016. I had never used Shakeology. I had never used the workout program. I did not have a transformation, but I was excited. People can feel your excitement. If you show up on social media and you're like, I have this group and we're going to work out for 21 days, that energy is the people in your conversations. They feel that. They don't want to be around that. And I just remember going on my Facebook and I was like, I'm going to be a health and fitness coach. I never said Beachbody. And I said, I was like, I want to help people get healthy and fit. You know, I'm really into this healthy lifestyle. I'm looking for 5 people to join me. And my first month as a Beachbody coach, I signed up 9 people. And that was like, okay, cool. And I didn't really understand all the things within Beachbody. I was just like, okay, well, I'm just going to keep helping people. And I kept helping people and I kept helping people, but I was still burned out. And I was feeling more passion within what I was doing as a Beachbody coach than what I was doing as a nurse. And there was a day where I literally just went in the bathroom and I cried. And for the first time in 4.5 years as a nurse, I was like, I can't do this anymore. I literally finished, like, I went in the bathroom and I remember texting my mom and texting my now fiance. I was like, I can't do this anymore. Like, I just did not care what happened for the rest of that shift. And that's when I knew I had to kind of separate myself. I took a month off from nursing and it's been 2 years. So I'm like an accidental, like, full-time Beachbody coach that kind of sits home most days and absolutely does nothing. I think that I literally was more productive when I did work full-time than I am now, because it's easy to just, like, do nothing. So I do have, like, a little presentation just to kind of, like, just get you thinking, guys. Like, I'm like, I call myself not a coach anymore. I call myself like a hype girl, because I just like to get people, like, pumped up and believing in your damn selves, because I'm not special. You're not special. But, like, and I know that sounds really weird. I actually talk about this in my first episode of the podcast. I don't think that people are special. The only thing that separates, you know, you from where you want to go is action plus belief, which equals confidence. Write that down. Right? You don't just wake up and be confident one day. You build your confidence when you start taking action and you start believing in yourself. So if you're one of my friends and you're like, oh my God, I'm so scared to get on my IG stories, girl, you need to get off this call tonight and go speak directly on your IG stories. I don't know if, like, that's a struggle, because when you take that action, when you start believing, okay, cool, I did a 15-second clip and I didn't die, then that's going to build your confidence every time that you freaking do that. So I'm going to share my screen over, and I'm proud of myself because I don't think I said any cuss words yet. But anyways, I think I kind of, like, went through some of this presentation anyway. And again, is this struggle a gift? So whatever you're going through today or have gone through, write it down. I think there's so much power in writing down, like, just the SHIT that you feel like is so hard right now, because, girl, you get to go turn that around and you get to go use that as a blessing. Life doesn't hand anything to you that you literally cannot stand. I don't know if you guys can see these 2 pictures, but that literally is me sitting in the emergency room after being exposed to HIV and Hep C, honestly feeling like my life was over. And then that was the day that I decided, okay, I need to take a break from nursing, and didn't mean to not go back, but it's kind of just how the cards have went. And it's not been easy. You don't quit your job to become a Beachbody coach like I have. Like, I've drained out my 401k. I've sold a car. I just don't want to be a nurse anymore. And that is my truth, 100%. And I can never figure out. Okay, so I think I kind of went down through this. So I want you guys to know, you look at somebody and you're like, okay, wow, that girl's hit Success Club 40 or Success Club 40 months in a row. Like, what is she doing? She's a unicorn. No, I just show up and I try to be relatable to people. And I'm going to tell you guys, people don't relate to abs. People say they want them. People don't want to work for them, okay? So some of the places where I've personally struggled in this business, accidentally leaving my profession. I never meant to leave being a nurse, you know, and I think I still struggle with this so often. And I talk about this because it's like, when you have something like where you're like a hero almost, or you feel like you're like an angel on earth, like as a nurse, you're taking care of these really sick people. Like, how can you admit that you don't love that? And there's so much power in just admitting that that didn't serve me anymore. And I have people that reach out all the time. And guys, I want you to know, it's not always about selling the challenge pack. Sometimes it's just about somebody saying, thank you. I love that you talk about taking ownership to make changes. I left my job and now I'm going to do XYZ and I'm so much happier. Like, that's what we get to do as coaches. It is so much more than just Shakeology or a workout. My upline, that girl that gave me all the amazing, like, she like built me up, and oh my gosh, I was going to be this great coach on her team. Probably about 4 months into my business, did she like disappear? Like, literally just disappeared. And so I really had no guidance, but I had a job as a coach, and it was to help people. And I was like hitting like crazy numbers when Beachbody All Access came out. I thought it was like the most amazing thing. And I hit like Success Club like 50 something. And it was like her upline at that point like was like, who are you? And like, what are you doing? She kind of like took me under her wing. But if you don't have an upline that works a business, that's actually a really like lame excuse that you can't work the business or that you can't be successful, because every day you get to set out to be the coach that you wish you had. I have 2 degrees. I have a degree in biology. This is so good for me to see my struggles, because I'm like, I'm not even talking about this crap on my social media right now. But I have 2 degrees, one in biology, one in nursing. And I struggle with the fact that like I'm supposed to be doing something with those, but you got to live in your truth. Finding your own voice and owning your style. You guys, I literally get on my stories every morning and I'm like, good morning, B words. And people love it. People, because these are my people, right? So people have been offended by it. I'm like, girl, unfollow. And they're like, but I love your messages. I just don't like that you said that. And I just block them because I don't have time for stagnant energy. I do not have time to be around that. Like, neither do you. So if you need permission to block your aunt on your Facebook, which mine is blocked, or whomever you need to block because they're not building you up, separate yourself. It literally is that easy. Being unapologetic about who I serve. So I think that oftentimes you guys can let me know if you've been, like, let me see this in the chat screen. How do I open this up? I can't ever see the chat screen when I'm on here. I don't know how that works. But let me know in the chat if you ever have found yourself just signing somebody up to sign them up. Like that you kind of like have to twist their arm to sign them up. You get them the challenge pack and then they get into your group and they do 0. Like they do 0. And then you start thinking, oh my gosh, it's me. What am I doing wrong? Girl, it's not you. Your job is to give people the tools and to support them and keep them accountable. Not make them show up and work out, not make them show up and drink their Shakeology, not show up in meal prep. People have to have a certain level of self-accountability. So one of the things that I actually ask anyone that signs up with me, on a scale of 1 to 10, how ready are you to get started? If they're less than a 10, I don't want them in my challenge group. I'd rather have 5 girls that are 10 out of 10 ready to get started on this journey to transform versus 25 girls that are 6 out of 10s not ready and going to show up and do the work. I want you to be unapologetic about who you serve. It's going to be so much more fun. You're going to like go in your challenge groups and like the energy is going to be there. Like all my girls in my challenge groups now, like it's so much fun because I just watch their confidence build, right? Because this is kind of what I do. I really help people like transform through their confidence. And I watch girls go from, and I have an example of this, like, and it's not about the body. Like, I promise you, it's not about the body. But I watch girls go from, like, not believing in themselves, being scared to selfie, to, like, showing up and being like, I'm here, I've arrived. And that is, like, the best feeling that we get to have as coaches. I think I've also struggled in this business. I actually talked to Courtney a lot about this. This is Team Beachbody. But I think it's really important for us to figure out how you want to build your business. And there's so many different ways that you get to do that. I've got another slide, but I'm going to give you a lot of permission tonight in case you're my girl here struggling with your business. And then setting appropriate boundaries. Are you the person forever on your phone, forever answering messages as soon as somebody like pings you or messages you? Like, no. This is not the way to work a business. Like, you need to set your business hours, turn off notifications. Like, you don't need that. When you go to get on social media, it's a time. It's like you get to decide if you're checking in with people, right? Not people being at your disposal. So these are all places that I've struggled. So like literally everything I'm telling you, I've been the girl married to my phone and it's not fun. And you'll start resenting it if that is you. I promise you, I guarantee you. You might be in that area right now. So I want to help you take ownership and responsibility for your shift. I told you guys I like to cuss a lot, so if you can see that, you will see the bad word. But like you get to be responsible for taking your shift. You take the ownership, right? It's not about your upline. It's not about the challenge packs. It's about you, guys. Beachbody to me is a business of you, and when you get to show up and be your best, that's what you get to deliver to other people. So your mindset shift. This is really where I feel like I help girls. So this girl, Kylie, followed me on Instagram for forever. And she got started with Beachbody like after a year of me being like, girl, join my group, join my group, join my group. Again, people are going to join you when they are ready. Little did I know that what made her pull the trigger, she didn't have weight to lose either. But she was going through something. Her best friend had died. And she was carrying around a lot of guilt, and being in a challenge group, all this stuff, like literally was her glow up. Like this again is like the most amazing thing that I think that we get to do. So when you change your language, you'll change your life, right? So if it's hard, it's always going to be hard. If it's not fair, it's always going to be not fair. But when you learn to kind of like shift the way that you think about things, you shift the way that you talk about things, you shift the words that you use about things, you'll change your life. So again, change your narrative. Rewrite the story today. What little lies have you been telling yourself? I'm not confident. I can't go live. I don't have a big enough transformation. I'm not in my goal body. You get to change all that today, right? To me, being a coach, you just need to be 2 seconds ahead of somebody else. That's it. You don't have to be perfect. You need to be 2 seconds ahead of the girl that is needing your help. You need to figure out what you want and figure out why ranks, income, and recognition is important to you. I have been somebody that has hit really high Success Club numbers, and it burns me out, and I feel like I don't serve people the way that I really want to serve them. The way that I personally love serving people is to have one-on-one calls with them. It's to coach them through whatever they're going through. It's truly to help them transform. I can't do that when I have 20 people that are only 6 out of 10s, but when I have my 5 that are 10 out of 10s, I can do that. And so, you know, maybe you hear or your upline is like, yeah, you need to be an elite coach. You need to be a 2-star diamond. But if what truly sets your life on fire, and I feel like I'm like telling you guys like things that Beachbody doesn't say, but like if what truly sets you on fire is just to help people get their fitness results and you don't want to build a business, then girl, that's what you do. Because guess what? When you are like helping people get where they want to go anyway, eventually they're going to become your best coaches anyway. And this has been something that I personally stepped back from. Like me and my team hit Premier last year, but I did it. And it was like all me. And that was so exhausting. I hated the way I felt in the 6 week of calls. I feel like I'm like, I don't want to like discourage anyone, but like this business should bring you joy. And if it's not bringing you joy, step back and figure out how you bring the joy to it for you. Because I know when I started Beachbody, even as a nurse that worked 4 shifts, y'all, I was on the phone with people. And then we get into this, oh my gosh, you got to send 100 invites and you got to do all this. And I'm like, this isn't how I connect with people. This isn't how Yolanda connects with people. Like I like to go a little bit deeper than, hey girl, do you want to join my group? It's, hey girl, where's your struggle? It's, hey girl, can we get on a call so I can feel your energy to make sure you're the girl I want to show up for every single day in my business that I step into the challenge group. So I think that that's really important. And, you know, I think that when you learn to kind of, I don't know if any of you guys are like woo-woo spiritual people, but I think when you learn to allow yourself to like really just flow in what aligns for you, this is where your business is going to take off anyway. because you're going to show up differently. People are going to feel your energy in such a different way. And I really want to give you permission to show up how it makes sense for you, how it lights you on fire. Not corporate, not your upline, you. And then knowing really the solution that you can help somebody else change their life with, right? So for me, do I understand? Like, I don't know if anybody follows Angie Lee. She's like my favorite. One pays to be brave. Like, I'm obsessed with her, right? And she often says, she's like, people buy solutions. So maybe you are somebody that loves to help people lose weight. Maybe you are somebody that you've lost 50 pounds and you really can help somebody do that. I don't relate to somebody that can't put down a donut. To me, food is a mindset, right? So again, it's about knowing how you help somebody change their life. Again, this goes back to you being unapologetic about who you serve. Because when you start to talk about the things that make you happy, you are going to attract the yous of the world because you are the shining light for them. And this is amazing because I've started just showing up differently. And I'm now attracting girls that don't need to lose weight. I'm attracting girls that naturally love fitness. They're the girls that, you know what, sometimes they don't even show up in the challenge group. I have a girl, she sends me her side-by-side today. They don't need the challenge group. That's kind of me. I'm going to show up and work out anyway, period, right? And so I have these girls that they're just like sending me, they're, you know, side-by-sides. I'm like, oh my God, you look amazing. It's been 3 months. I haven't seen you. But I'm attracting those people that have the self-accountability. And that to me is freeing AF. And then I think it's really important to know your mission. What struggle do you want to help others get through? Again, this is probably going to be somebody really similar to you. Every day at my desk that I sit here and I work, I have a list. I have a list of characteristics of my ideal person. And at the top of that list is she's someone that's scared to admit that she loves helping people, but the way that she's doing it isn't serving her. She's somebody that she loves fitness. And when you talk on these pain points of yourself, again, it's going to attract your people. So I don't know if we have any Josh Coates fans, but I started working with Josh Coates like a long time ago. And I think that he was really impactful in my business. You know, people come to your life for a reason, season, or a lifetime, right? And I think that he really helped me. Like, two things that I've taken away from Josh is to know your mission and to know your vision. And I was always like, mission and vision. Like, I literally remember it was like March of 2017. I was like still like a baby coach, right? But I had like signed up to do this course with him or whatever. And he was talking about mission and vision. And I'm like, I don't have a mission. I don't have a vision. It was weird. But the way that he says to craft your mission, right? Like, when you have that mission, when you know why you're showing up, it will change your life. You will shine unapologetically. So it's the 3 words that come up in who you want to help and who you want to serve, and to get clear on it and to say it all the time. So any of my followers or my 48-year-old fiance, most of them, if I'm like, what are the 3 things that like are my mission? They know. I have girls that literally will message me and they're like, I'm ready to be real, raw, and free AF, right? So like, I crafted these words, and your mission might change. It literally might evolve as you evolve, because girl, if you're not growing, you're dying. Hello, okay? So if you have been a coach for a little bit, don't be afraid to like rewrite yourself. Don't be afraid that like when you start going down whatever journey, that it might turn off those people that have been there for 6 months or 3 years, because you're growing. I think it's really important to always remind people like where you've grown through and what you've gone through, but never be afraid to show up in like the highest form of yourself. And again, like, that should be like forever evolving. To give you an example, I used to block vegans. I used to eat McDonald's food, and now I'm like super freaking plant-based. I'm like, McDonald's, like, what is that? You eat that crap, whatever. Like, but that's okay, right? It's about showing up and meeting people with where they are. So have a mission. And I think it's like something you just say and people get behind. And whenever we can give somebody something to get behind beyond Shakeology, beyond the workouts, this is where you're going to find people to be like, I don't even have the money, but I'm just ready to do this with you because I'm ready to be real, raw, and free. Because you are paving the way because you're showing up unapologetically. And then your vision. So I feel like your mission is what you are going to go do and help all those amazing people do. And then your vision is kind of like your superpower. Okay, this is like where you see your life, you know, tomorrow, the next day, a month from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. This is what are you working towards. So your mission is about the people you want to help. Your vision is about when you are helping all those people, what does that do for you? Okay, what are you celebrating, right? For me, I want to celebrate being able to wake up and have a condo on a beach and like 4 fluffy white dogs that just like love me so much. And that's how I wake up every day. So excited, right? So I have to visualize that every single day, okay? What does your day-to-day look like? You guys, I'm in the morning Meltdown 100 test group. And I was setting an alarm clock every day at 5 a.m. and getting up. And it was uncomfortable, but you know what? I hated it. And I'm like, wait a minute. I got out of a job of waking up to an alarm clock every day. This isn't freedom. Like, and frankly, I don't really have a lot of responsibility that I need to be up at 5 a.m. So it's about freeing yourself, okay? Like, and I mean, I don't mean to work out at like 5 p.m. Like, that's a little excessive. But, like, it just is like you have to do the things that, like, literally light you up. But I have shown up every single day for 87 days. And that's what my people are seeing is it is just this commitment to like the physical and being a little bit better every single day. And then I think like your long term when you're no longer here. So I don't know if you guys have heard, like, I'm surprised I even have this much energy, but I had a really good friend pass away yesterday. And she was passing away as I was doing a really hard workout. And it really just makes you put into perspective, like, your whole life. And so, like, when you go to bed at night and you close your eyes, I want people to know, like, that mission that I had, that it's about women living unapologetically, real, raw, and free, that my clients can be showing up with their little girls to teach them the importance of working out. And that as those little girls are growing up, that they get to see and that they just have this ingrained that it's so important to take care of yourself. Because my friend leaves behind a little 8-year-old, and all I can think about is how she, like, her daughter has to do life without her, you know? So, like, when you're gone, and I think, like, what Amanda teaches me is, like, strength, is courage, you know? And I just think, like, that's the impact that you get to leave on the earth. Like, that is your vision, right? And I absolutely think that Beachbody can be your launch pad and your vehicle, but, like, I promise you, like, your messages that you have to share are so important. So show up and share more than just your shakes. Show up and share more than just your workout. Show up and share you and share your life. Because, again, remember I said it, nobody is special. We all have what it takes to go out here and be love and light for somebody else. So my top tips to kind of taking ownership in your own struggle, positive affirmations, you know, having some sort of like practice that you do with yourself. Like, what is that check-in for yourself every single day? And I think that, like, yeah, we work out, yeah, we drink Shakeology, but like, and yeah, we do personal development. But I think it's even a little bit deeper. Like, what feeds you? What fuels you? Go find that for yourself, okay? Maybe it's like meditating or walking your dog or whatever. Like, just find that thing. Personal development is important, but I think it's really important to do personal development that actually speaks to you. So I could tell you right now, I could read any business book and it's not going to speak to me because I'm just in this spiritual part of my life, and that's what I'm reading about, I'm learning about, and that's what I get to go share with other people. Again, define who your person is. Get really unapologetic about that. Seek people outside of the community that you relate to. So again, this looks like looking at other people that are not Beachbody coaches, guys. I think that that's really important. Look at other people that maybe have coaching businesses but aren't Beachbody coaches so that you can see how they're showing up and connecting with other people. Again, sit down with a pen and paper and just think about every place that you struggle. Think about all the solutions Beachbody has personally provided to you or somebody that you know, and that is what you share. Set the expectation for you. You know, what do you want to do? Again, to me, this is a business about you, because when you show up as your best self, then that's how you really make your impact. And I think just, it gets uncomfortable sometimes to share things online, but that's really what connects you with people. So people always think like I'm this like happy, positive person. So some days if I'm having a bad day and I'm crying about it, I have to go on my stories and share it so that I actually feel like a human for my audience. And just remember that every struggle is your gift, it's your superpower, and it's your choice to embrace it. Mic drop, that's what I got.
Mic freaking drop. Yes.
That was so good.
Yeah, let me read your comments.
Okay.
If anyone has any questions, you can unmute yourself and ask her.
Yeah, you guys, it's kind of like my superpower, like branding. I freaking love branding because I think it's so important just to be unapologetically you. So where are you struggling in your business? I know it's not all sunshine and rainbows, y'all. Please. I haven't invited anybody to a challenge group in like 3 weeks. Somehow I've hit Success Club 10 for the month, but you know, it happened.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of scared to ask it, but I'm just going to put it out there. So, okay, so this is kind of my struggle.
Okay.
So I feel like for myself, like I've gotten to 4-star diamond, but I've literally dragged the shit out of probably, I'd say 50% of my team, and it's exhausting.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm scared to make that shift to be unapologetic about who I serve. And I relate with what you're saying. And I'm scared to do it because I feel like I know that if I'm all of a sudden unapologetic about who I serve, then I'll go to the next level. But I have that fear of if I make that shift, what if everything falls apart and I have to start over? So like, what advice would you give to somebody who is sick and tired and just ready to find joy again?
So who do you?
Said that out loud. Okay. Go.
That's okay. I think it's beautiful. Like, you are embracing your truth. It literally gives me goosebumps. You guys, like, I'm a weirdo like that. Like, I just think it's so beautiful for women to step into their truth. So who is it that you serve now?
Everybody.
Yeah. So the one thing that I've learned in spending thousands of dollars in other coaches.
I have like a good amount of people that are like me that I find joy in, but some of my runners and myself are being emotionally drained by things that are time sucking us to fill in the gaps, and we're trying to grow beyond that, and I'm kind of losing my place of how to get there.
But do you realize that you actually you have the answer? Like, you literally have the answer. You're like, I know who I want to serve, and when I go to do that, it's a level up. And
right.
if we're not like having failure or like some sort of discomfort in life, then we're not playing big enough. So like, celebrate yourself. I think recognize that and like have that breakthrough. Like, just let it come out. Because like, if I can be truthful, I don't understand people not coming to Coach Summit because they can't afford it. I would put this shit on a credit card. I mean, like, in a heartbeat. Because I know that I hear other people talking about it, like, oh my God, you guys, we had 2 rooms and like my mom put $1,600 on a credit card because she like booked it outside of like Beachbody because we were going to have all these people coming, and now we only need 1 room. And I just don't understand that, right? So it's like, I got to talk to people that really don't have responsibilities because I don't get it. You know what I mean?
I was like, when I went 3 years ago, I literally, 4 years ago, my first one, full 5 now, I literally like had a yard sale and sold shit because I was a go-getter. Like, I will be there with $30 of spending money and eating like shit I put in my backpack. You know, it's like I'm just wanting to, I don't know, get beyond the like, why aren't you coming and just being annoyed with it, and the first part of my question, like.
Yeah, so I think our business isn't about dragging people. It's not about dragging challengers, and it's not about dragging coaches. And you know something I've been thinking about, like, this is weird. I was just in this weird transition. I've been talking to Courtney a lot about this. But today I kind of felt like I'd rather grow my business a little more slowly and have people that come in and get really amazing results and actually really fall in love with the programs and actually like don't feel overwhelmed, because the only thing they actually have to worry about is doing their workout. And if I can show them, post on your social media day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, and take people through this journey, I'm grooming them as my ideal coach. You know, and I think like, I don't know, it's just a shift. So I think just show up, girl. Like what do you actually have to lose? Like, you have to rebuild your team. But if you rebuild your team with the yous of the world, oh my gosh, it's going to be so much fun. And you're going to feel so free.
I think I just needed to like say it so that I could just like do it. Like it's like weird, like just over it.
It's a release. You need to surrender.
Yeah, I surrender.
like surrender. I'm telling you guys, I like ask for help. Like, I don't know, I'm really down the spiritual journey, and like the universe is just showing me that it listens. So the fact that you just put that out, I have a firm belief that you're gonna watch stuff start happening. Like people are gonna start showing up and being like, "Hey, girl, like I want to be on your team." Like I don't know, that's just my feeling. I just put that out for you, girl.
Well, I'm on your team and I'm not going anywhere. So at least you'll have one person on one leg. You'll be Emerald at least.
I love you. Lauren's my girl.
Yeah, that's so awesome though. And I think like, you guys, like when you get vulnerable, like you're going to be like, oh my God, I'm not the only one. I know I've said something in here today and you're like, oh my God, I totally relate. Oh my God, I really hate this part of the business. And you know, I think like, to me, life's not about doing things that you hate. I've watched way too many people die, and I don't want to go out doing stuff that I don't love, that doesn't bring me light, that doesn't bring me joy. Sending 100 invites in a day, I'm sorry, it just doesn't light me up. It doesn't. It doesn't. But maybe that's your jam. Like, maybe you do have big business goals. I'm not saying, like, don't go crush your goals, but do it in a way that actually makes you feel good, that's not going to burn yourself out, because burnout sucks. And I've experienced it as a nurse, and I've experienced it as a coach, and it will literally make you want to quit everything in life. And you can't quit on you, boo.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I actually seen you before. I actually inboxed you on YouTube. I found you like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. But I have this question, and it's an uncomfortable question for certain people, but not for me.
Okay, go.
So I have this issue with majority of the people that I bring on, because when they're in a big group and a lot of people don't look like them, they get ghosted. So I always got to end up pulling all these people out because people don't look like them. I don't know if you ever experienced this, but I deal with this all the time. And then I have to run a separate group because they don't want to talk. Have you ever dealt with that?
No, girl, because I don't have time for that.
See?
Why are you making this harder?
I guess I put my energy into figuring out, like, why do you feel that way? I don't get that. And I know that people have different backgrounds and places where they're born, but I was raised in a place where everybody's everybody.
What do you mean, like, I don't know, I need you to elaborate. Is it like a race? Is it like a size issue? Like, what is it?
No, it's not a size issue. Okay, because, I'm Black, so majority of the people that I bring in is Black, and they're looking, because I ask, like, why are you ghosting? And they're like, I can't find anybody relatable. I'm like, what are you talking about? But that's the conclusion that I deal with, and it's so hard trying to show people that you can be involved and not feel like you're the only one.
Like in your challenge group, or as coaches?
No, not as coaches, because the coaches is more people like me, but challengers, they get ghosts when I try to blend.
So are those people actually getting results when you're putting them in a separate group?
Yes.
That's weird. So
Like,
I would be like, okay, look, this is how I run my business. It's not like it's all inclusive. People want goals, they get goals. If you're uncomfortable with the fact that like people look different, then maybe you should be a coach and be supporting people the way you want to. Why? I don't know. I would not.
I think I'm too nice, and I try to be too understandable, and then I try to rearrange the way I'm thinking to try to like involve everybody, but that's not the way I think. So it's just like I groove with whoever grooves with me, you know?
Yeah. So they need to go run their own businesses the way they want to. And you run your business how you want to.
Because that's where I'm stuck at. Yeah.
Because my challenge group is a blend.
Right.
We got Hispanic, we're
right.
You know, Caucasian, we're Black, like we have it all. Except for we don't have any Asian people. I need to go on a prowl. Like, but that's just me. And actually, I'll tell you guys this. I had a really like eye-opening message that somebody sent me, and they said, you know, have you ever thought about, they were like, I really appreciate that your market is women. But they said, have you ever thought about branching out into the LGBT community? They're like, you're so positive, you're so full of love. And I know, I've had girls tell me, well, I'm a lesbian and you're the only Beachbody coach that I've seen or that I follow that I feel like wouldn't judge me for that. So I think when you start showing up that I love people, I love all people, you will attract your people that also love all people.
And that's all through my page. It's like, it's different. You know, it's whoever vibes with me, but I have to set my own. I can't let people set it for me. I got it.
It's your business. Like I said, they need to go run their own dang business.
Okay.
How they want to, which is totally fine, right? Like, you could only build a business with men if that's your jam. But I'm not here to, if somebody wants to build their confidence, like, let's go. Like, that's some internal stuff that they need to, like, they need some personal development about, like, how to love people. Girl, have you read this book? Like, that, I would do that. Like, the next time that they are, I don't know, that's weird. I've never dealt with that. So there's the long answer.
Thanks.
Any other questions? That's like good. I've never really heard that.
Good question.
Yeah. Who's talking?
It's me.
Oh. Oh, okay.
Any other questions? I don't see any other in the chat.
She serves Harry Potter and dog lovers. Yeah, be unapologetic. There's a lot of Potterheads. I don't understand. So I don't understand it, but those are your people. I've got a few of them in my group, and they like talk about this weird stuff, and I'm like, what? So yeah, you guys, I think like what you have to understand is that Beachbody is your platform to be yourself. Because in whatever job you're probably in, you are muting who you are. You will set yourself free when you are just you. It's beautiful. I think it's what we're really all here to do.
Ditto.
I used to look at Melanie Mitro as a brand new coach, and I was like, wow, she's really awesome, but I do not relate.
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
You said that you really like branding and stuff like that. And do you have any like special tips or anything? Because I think that stuff's my weakness.
Ouch. Yeah, like, so who are you outside of being a Beachbody coach? What TV shows do you like? What weird things are like you? She's a homeschooler. So I have a homeschooling coach too. But I think moms can be defined more than just mom. So just start looking at beyond your little box. Your little box. I mean, like, my brand is I'm a burned out nurse. I don't want children. I have stepkids. I'm in an age gap, interracial relationship, and I'm a hot mess. And I show up as a hot mess every day. Because your girl is never made up. Like, I stink. Like, I worked out and I came right on here. People will appreciate you when you show that stuff, though. I promise. So if you're not, like, my feet smell so bad, y'all. Like, but anyway, I just keep it real, really real. Thank you so much for the love, Michelle. You can be my best friend. Do you think you could have worked a business? Yeah, because I never meant to leave nursing at all. I mean, I was making almost $90,000 as a nurse, so I walked away from like a lot. But yeah, I mean, when I started this, it was just like, oh, I'm just replacing my one extra shift. And then I just got really tired, which I think most of us inevitably, like, kind of, if Beachbody really lights your soul on fire and you find and you see freedom in it, it's like you'll kind of it'll just start pulling you a different direction, I think. But yeah, I mean, I worked for like 8, 9, 10 months full-time nursing and doing coaching. And I always hit Success Club 10. So it's not an excuse if you're here to help people. You can do it too.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So when you get like a new coach, say it's a brand new coach, they've never done a group with you, do you have them start their own group or do you have them go with you? Because I feel like for me, I have had coaches in my groups for like over a year and I can't get them to go and do their own group.
Yeah, so I feel like, so you have to like realize you're just going to have different kind of people, because I was the coach that was, okay, cool, I watched my coach do this for a month. Like, I wanted to go do it on my own.
That was me too. Yeah, I was like, all right, I'm ready to do my thing.
So then it's kind of our job then, I think, to show up and talk to that person that's the go-getter that wants to go do it. And then you're going to start attracting those. But I'll tell you guys, I've gotten so like, this is going to sound weird, but not lazy, but I just want to work like smarter and not harder. So I have a fit club, and when I get somebody started, so my fit club, I can be inviting to that all the time. And a new coach that comes into that, their only responsibility is, girl, we're going to start your transformation journey. Let's bring 3 friends with you. And before they even sign up as a coach, I'm already asking them, who is your first sign up going to be, so that we get them that immediate win. And then I make them an admin in my challenge portal. And if they just want to stay there, it's cool. Like, I don't do like themed groups. That's just not my jam. Because again, I'm the girl that's going to show up and work out. I just want to log my Shakeology and my workout, and those are the people I want to attract. So I don't have them run their own group, because to me, I'm more focused on building one big ass rocking community. Like, my goal is to get that challenge tracker to be like maximum exceeded 500. You can't add anybody else. Because I think too, what's going to happen is, like, as your groups get bigger, like, your coaches, to me, like, in my mind, I'd be like, oh, it's a lot of people in here. I'd rather kind of like branch off. But if they're not going to do that, I think you just realize that they're not going to do that. So, but yeah, we have like, I have coaches that run their own things, but my girls always know, like, they're all busy. They all work full-time jobs. So if I can be helping them be successful and taking the pressure off, that all they have to do is get somebody set up with the tools, and then we have a pinned post that they can just at the person, like, let me help them make their jobs easier and give them the confidence that they've got a community and they have support. And then I let my girls, like, if they're really crushing the group and they're crushing their fitness, I'll just say, hey girl, like, why don't you run the group this week? Post whatever you want. And I give them like a little Monday motivation, like whatever, but it's all on you. Morning Meltdown is going to come out, guys, and I'm not going to be like, it's day 1. They're all going to go into my fit community, and we're going to have a message thread, and that's just how people can check in and ask questions, so they're supported in that. But you got to figure out what's going to make what works for you. That might not work for you. Cool? Thank you so much. I love you guys. I'm sending you so much love, and whatever you want in this business, go effing do it. That's it.
We gonna do it. Hey, can we see Ralphie before you go? Because we know he ain't far away.
Yeah, girl, my shadow. Hey guys, I need to make sure that old man is downstairs, and he might have some vegan snacks. I love vegan snacks. Those ones are my favorites. And my mom is weird. Like, If he could, he'd be like, "Bitch, you're so annoying."
We love you, Ralphie.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. And if there's anything I can help you with, slide in the DM. That's what I'm here to do. Cool. Do you guys want pictures for your Instagram?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go shower. So my feet literally smell so awful. Boomerang. All right, girls. I'll see y'all later. Have the best night.
Bye. Thank you.